Hey everybody, welcome back to Champ and Sons, and we are back on campus with our Tennessee Volunteers franchise dynasty type of reboot, bringing us to the top of the SEC. Now, we are number one in the country, and deservedly so. All right, we have taken down the top one that the SEC has had to offer to us so far. There have been some tough battles, but overall, I think we handled it pretty well. We handled adversity in each of those games. And right now, for the game we're about to go into against Tulsa, I think that makes it a little bit easier for us in the sense that this it's not a relaxed game by all means, right? It's not what we're doing, but it is kind of a reprieve, after South Carolina, Alabama, Georgia. We've had a rough last 3 4 weeks of football, and so now to face off against the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes, which just don't sound right, but hey, the Golden Hurricanes out of Tulsa, it's going to be a little reprieve for us. It'll give us that time to kind of relax, just not relax too much, right? We are still the number one team. We've got a target on our back, and we are at home against Tulsa, looking to continue to make a statement in our season, and hopefully this game should be easy enough for us that we can do that. Now, we are going to join up here at about halfway through the first quarter as we are driving the ball at about the 32-yard line of Tulsa, firing it over the middle to Corey Lee, who's going to get a big 14-yard reception for us, and that should get us into the red zone now, as we are probably going to be at about the 19-yard line here, and we look to get our first score of the game. So now at the 1st and 10 from the 19, we are going to be in the shotgun formation. Paul Green is back there. And it looks like we're going to be running a little bit of a screenplay to Anthony Gray as we get it dumped off, but they read us perfectly and take us down for a 3-yard loss. You've got to be kidding me on that one. We have been driving it down the field on them, though. Got to give us that. But, hey, plays like this are going to happen, right? Every dog has his day, and against us, every dog will have their play every now and then. So, after that 3-yard loss on the screen pass, we're going to come right back at them once again, going from the shotgun formation, as we do have 4 receivers wide, and we're going to come back to our bread and butter, the option play. As we do a quarterback keeper, Paul Green kicks it to the right side, and he's going to be brought down after an 8-yard rush, and that brings up a 3rd and 4. That's only his second rush of this drive, but he does have 12 yards for us on the evening. So getting a pretty good start there. So 3rd and 4 now from about the 13-yard line. Paul Green is going to be in the shotgun, 4 wide once again. He gets a snap, scans over the field, fires it to the right. Sean Thomas, he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Paul Green to Sean Thomas, who has stepped up big this year for us. Fights forward, knocks his man over, but just bowls his way physically into the end zone for the touchdown. Now, our defense would allow a field goal because things like that happen. So we are now back on our very next drive with about 40 seconds left in this first quarter as we run it with Anthony Gray up the middle, and he will pick up about 6 yards. He does have 30 yards on the evening with only 4 rushes, though, averaging 7.5 yards per rush. That is kind of what you like to see out of our running game, especially with how we kind of keep it open in this sense. On the very next play, coming from the pistol formation, a little bit of play action. Green fires it deep. He's going to find Ross Lundy. Big time play down to the 16-yard line. 36 yards. Green to Lundy, as that will cap off this first quarter as we have a 7-3 lead, but we are continuing about to add to that here if we can keep this momentum going. Lundy has been a big-time player for us, stepping up when we've needed him in the last couple games. So you got to be grateful to have a guy like him on your team. Now at the 1st and 10, coming from the pistol formation, we send Gray in motion. Green with the snap, scans over the field, fires it to Darrell Smith, fights a man off, lowers his shoulder, and is finally brought down at about the 5-yard line after a gain of 11 yards. Darrell Smith, 2 receptions for 24 yards on the day. And Paul Green having a fabulous evening so far, 8 for 9 and a touchdown here tonight. On the very next play, coming from the shotgun formation, Paul Green in the backfield sends Darrell Smith in motion, hands it to Anthony Gray. He's going to fight forward and be brought down at the 1. They're going to give Gray only a 6-yard rush, as that will now bring up 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. We have got 3 feet to go until, well, hell, not even 3 feet by the looks of it. About 3 inches is the way it looks right now. As we hand it off to Anthony Gray once again up the middle. And that's going to be a touchdown, Tennessee, as we will expand this lead. And now we are starting to make our statement here, expanding on this lead, going from a 7-3 now 14-3, and our fans are loving it here at Neyland Stadium. Now on our very next drive, after stopping Tulsa, holding them scoreless, we are working our way down the field once again from the shotgun formation. Green gets a snap, scans over, fires it into trouble, looking for Darrell Smith to the left side, and that one will fall incomplete, thankfully. Now's not the time to start going for stupid passes. We are 10 of 14 for about 136 yards, still with the 1 touchdown on the evening. So that is a pretty good performance for us so far. Needing to continue to just play smart. That's what I think this game needs to be all about, is just smart play. Stick to our style. Don't try to do too much. Anthony Gray gets stopped in the backfield. Got to give Tulsa that credit. They did bring on more guys than we could block, and we ran right into it. So it does bring up a 3rd and 12 now for us here from about the 45-yard line. So we are going to spread it out, 3 receivers with our tight end in the slot formation. They bring a hefty blitz. So we fire it deep down the field, and that's going to be caught by Sean Thomas. Touchdown, Tennessee. Oh, my goodness. Sean Thomas, big-time play. Green to Thomas. They connect once again, putting us into the end zone as we would take a commanding lead at that point. Now, after some really goofy defensive plays, we find ourselves with a 26-5 lead here in the 3rd quarter as we are driving once again now. Just under 7 minutes to go in the 3rd. We have sped up a little bit, kind of cut some of this stuff out. Paul Green, we made some stupid passes with him, really just try to make big plays, threw it into coverage, and we did turn the ball over on those. So trying to make up for our previous mistakes here, Paul Green does hand it off to Anthony Gray. He will be stopped for a 1-yard loss by Adam Wright. He gets his first tackle for a loss on the evening. He does have 3 tackles in total. Anthony Gray, he hasn't had the best night, but you know what? We can't put too much stress on him, and really on this game as a whole. We do have a 21-point lead at this stage, and it's not something that we're truly worried about them coming back to beat us, I would say. Now on the play action, find Shane Swain. Shane Swain deep down the middle. He's still going all the way down to about the 7-yard line. 28 yards. Swain with 70 yards on the night. Paul Green found him in perfect spot. Shane got away from his man and just kept on going and finally was brought down at about the 7-yard line as we are continuing now in, outside of the red zone, but with a goal-to-go setup. Now, in the very next play, Paul Green will rush forward, breaks off a tackle, and gets down to about the 6. And so they're going to give us a few yards. Green has 7 rushes for 22 yards on the night. And that's something we haven't really done too much with them. We have kind of changed up our play. We're testing some things out on the offensive side. The option, obviously, is our bread and butter, but we need to, going forward, trying to win a national, have something more than that. But Paul Green says, why, sir, when you could just get a touchdown on that one? Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby, oh, baby. Paul Green takes it to the house himself. And so now on our very next drive, after that touchdown and stopping Tulsa, we hand it off to Anthony Gray, who's bouncing off tacklers left and right, getting a 7-yard rush on that one. He's got 57 yards on the afternoon. So we're now at about a minute and a half to go in the 3rd quarter. The score is 33-5. We do have a 4-touchdown lead at this point of the game. So approaching the 1-minute mark, Paul Green is going to be in the shot pistol formation, actually, as we do a little bit of option, hand it off to Gray off the left side. He's got some space. Anthony Gray all the way down to about the 30. He's still up, and they finally tackle him at about the 35-yard line. Anthony Gray gets 22 on that one as he found the hole on the left side, and great block and help open that up as he gets a big-time gain for us all the way down to about the 34, 35. Let's just call it 34.5-yard line. So on the very next play, Paul Green from the shotgun, a little bit of play action, dumps it off to Shane Swain on the right side. That's only going to pick up a few yards for us, as that will bring up a 2nd and 7. And that should bring us here to the end of the 3rd quarter. And look at that. Paul Green in 3 quarters gets over the 300-yard mark. playing pretty decently, multiple touchdowns. Those interceptions, those weren't actually bad throws. Those were just stupid throws. And to be fair, I'd rather make a stupid mistake than a bad throw because that means you don't got talent to make the good throws. So coming now at the start of the fourth quarter, we do have a 28-point lead, 33-5 here at home at Neyland Stadium in Tennessee. And we are driving, once again, trying to get this game kind of just put away at this point. Probably going to be putting in our backups here fairly quickly. On the 2nd and 7, Paul Green will roll out to the right, not scroll out. He'll roll out to the right, and he kind of just has to throw that one away. They did cover us pretty decent on that one. So now 3rd and 7. We are 10 for 11 on the evening on third down conversions. That's kind of what led us to this 28-point lead. Paul Green gets the snap. He scans over, fires it deep down the middle. Corey Lee, he makes the catch. Oh, my goodness. Hope, baby. Corey Lee in traffic. And that was delivered perfectly as a man came sweeping through. Almost intercepted it, but it falls into the hands of Lee, and he gets brought down at about the 7-yard line once again. So coming up to another 1st and goal, Green gets the snap as he's going to roll out to the right. No one is open, and Green will just have to throw that one away as it falls down incomplete, out of bounds. Bringing up a 2nd and goal now, and they actually have us at the 8, not the 7. I think it's probably more 7 by the way it looks from here at least. So Green is going to be in the shotgun formation as we go 4 wide once again. He gets the snap, scans over the field, fires it over the middle. Ross Lundy, touchdown Tennessee. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. That was a great pass and catch. Ross Lundy in traffic takes the hit and comes down in the end zone. And so now we do have the backups in the game at this point. Look at Al Roberts making his statement right there. Cuts it to the right. Finally gets brought down at about the 4-yard line. 36 yards on the ground. Al Roberts. Ryan Williams made the shoestring tackle that stopped the touchdown. But my goodness, what a rush by him. And these guys, these are the backups. We do have the young man that we did recruit at the quarterback spot playing for us right now, just to get himself some time. And so that's going to be Chris Burton. He's a freshman. He's got some speed, got some talent. He's going to run that. Probably should have pitched it, but I think the way they played it, the run, holding it was the best way to go. Chris Burton is a mobile option-style quarterback, so he fits our style of play about as perfect as we could really ask for at this one. So it's kind of good to see what these young kids can do for us. As we hand it off to Al Roberts, lowers his shoulder and drives forward. They don't give us a touchdown. They're going to pin us down at the 1-yard line. Now, Al Roberts, thanks to that 36-yard rush earlier, does have 52 yards on the evening, right? And so that's a pretty good little night for him that he's having, getting himself some, time in the spotlight, really. So 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Chris Burton hands it off to Al Roberts. He's going to be in for the touchdown, Tennessee, as we are just expanding on this lead. The score is 47-19. Like I say, our backup on defense, our depth may be lacking just a wee bit. But that one will do it for us. This game was a washout. We did destroy them. And just an overall great team performance, really. I mean, we have some depth issues that we need to take care of. But overall, I think a pretty great night for us. Paul Green, player of the game, had 332 yards and 4 total touchdowns. Now, that's the type of game that you really want to have, especially with our next opponent that we are going to be facing. It is a team that gave us fits last year, right? Now, I've said this before all throughout this season. We are not the same team that we were last year. And so we are back home once again for our next matchup as the Missouri Tigers come into Neyland Stadium trying to dethrone us from our number 1 spot. And look at our stats. 36 in pass offense, I can deal. It's number 6 in the country in rush offense. Number 1 in rushing touchdowns. Passing touchdowns, I don't like that. 60, I wish we should be a little bit better. However, I can't say too much for us being an option style of team. I think some disparity like that's going to probably happen throughout as we kind of get going and continue this season. Now we are 9-0. And so this is a big-time SEC matchup. And, they took us down to the wire last year. And So this year, I think we should be able to win this one comfortably. I would like for us to be able to do that. It's not something that we really should struggle. We are truly the better team, but hey, you know what? It's football, right? And old Smokey knows that while we wear the smoky gray, anything can happen here in Tennessee. And this is going to be a day in the snow right now. Number one, Tennessee versus the unranked Missouri Tigers. They're coming into our house. We are going to have to put these Tigers down. And that is a lot easier said than done as we jump into this thing halfway through the second quarter, trailing 14-3. And you'll notice Chris Burton is in the game. Paul Green has been injured with, I believe it's his back that got hurt. And he's actually going to be out for this whole game. So Chris Burton, our freshman, new to the team, recruited last year, fresh out of high school, taking on an SEC opponent, having to get his feet underneath him right now as we are down by 11 points here at home. And that they are making it tough. You got to give Missouri credit on their defensive side as they have been stuffing Anthony Gray all afternoon. It's like they know that when Green went down, we don't really trust the passing game too much as it was even with Green, but now that he's down, we got Burton, so we probably are going to be having to focus on the run. But with 3rd and 12, you kind of have to throw it. And we fire it over. Ross Lundy comes through for our young quarterback. He's going to get the catch and be brought down at the 3-yard line. Ross Lundy, 2 receptions, 40 yards on the day. And Chris Burton finding his man over the middle in poise, under pressure, put the pass on a dime. And that's why we recruited that young kid to come to our school. So now 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Chris Burton, option keeper. He has the speed, and he has the end zone. Chris Burton, first rushing touchdown as a Tennessee Volunteer. Oh, my goodness. Hope, baby. Hope, baby. We are right back in this game. As that one will take us to be a 14-10. We are still trailing, but we have grabbed some momentum away. And now we're going to catch on back up with our team, still trailing 14-10, but a minute and a half to go in the first half. Chris Burton with the snap, fires it over to Shane Swain, a risky pass to the outside on the far side of the field. Swain is only going to get 2 yards, and that clock is continuing to tick. We do have 3 timeouts, but I want to make sure we leave no time for them and we get as best of a situation for us. On the very next play, we run an option keeper, should have handed it off. And that's kind of the awareness that you wish you had from a man like Paul Green. That, eventually a kid like Burton is going to develop as he grows within our offense and the SEC. So on a 3rd and 10, as we go in the hurry up, Burton gets the snap, fires it to the right side. Sean Thomas, he gets the first down. He was we needed 10, and he got 11 on that curl route. Stopped perfectly right at the first down marker, and we were able to find him and get the pass to him. And so continuing to be on the move real quick. 4 wide receivers. Burton with the snap. Scans over the field. Fires it. He finds Shane Swain. Knocks the man loose and is finally brought down at about the 13-yard line. Wow, what a pass by Burton. Just fearless out there. Throwing it into coverage. A play that could have really gone wrong for us. As we have a 1st and 10, and this time we hand it off to Anthony Gray. Cuts it to the left. He's fighting forward. Brought down at about the 1-yard line. Anthony Gray, 10 yards on that carry, as he has 44 yards on the afternoon. We are under 1 minute in this first half, trying to take the lead here. Pretty much our first lead of the ball game. Chris Burton in the backfield making some little changes. He gets within the shotgun, hands it to Anthony Gray up the middle, and we got the lead. Anthony Gray for the touchdown from 2 yards out as we have grabbed this lead from Missouri, and that is a big-time play for us. As we continue our drive now, jumping ahead to the 3rd quarter, still leading 17-14. Chris Burton standing tall in the pocket, runs, breaks the tackle, still going forward, finally brought down. And that one was on a 3rd down, and that brings up 4th. Both a 3-point lead. We're on the 39-yard line, too far for a field goal. This is going to be one of the biggest plays of our season. And for Chris Burton, this young man is a freshman. This is a risky maneuver. 4th and 5. Scans over the field. Fires it to his man. He finds Daryl Smith. Makes a big play. Gets all the way down to the 17-yard line. Daryl Smith Oh my goodness. Oh baby, look at that route, that move he put on that created the space, and we were able to find him and get the ball all the way down to the 17 from 4th and 5 at the 39 into the red zone. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Burton from the shotgun once again, four wide receivers out, hands it to Anthony Gray to the left. He fights forward and he gets about 5 yards on that. They've been able to keep us pretty well contained as Gray is only 50 yards on 13 carries in the afternoon. And so this looks like we're building up some momentum. And if we can get the big Mo on our side, we are going to be dang near unstoppable. So Burton from the shotgun, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs in the backfield with him. They bring a blitz. Darryl Smith, he's in for the touchdown. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. As we extend this thing out to a 2-score lead now, as we will take it 24-14. Burton to Darryl Smith coming through for us in big-time plays in these last couple of weeks. Once again, he's kind of been overshadowed by guys like Sean Thomas and Corey Lee. But here he is making his statement that he is still here and still willing to fight for us in this undefeated season. And so now we're about the start of the fourth quarter. A little bit later in this game, we hand it off to Anthony Gray. He's going to pick up another 10-yard rush, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and inches. He now has 77 rushing yards after only 3 additional carries, giving him a total of 16 on the afternoon. This clock is continuing to tick away. And I do think if we can make some sort of separation here, right, we can take this into a 3-score lead, we could probably seal this game up semi. And we hand it to Anthony Gray up the middle, 5 yards. We only needed about probably a foot, give or take, but we got 5 yards. So Anthony Gray just adding to his total of 82 yards on the afternoon. This is big-time SEC football, and look at young Chris Burton growing right in front of our eyes. As he stands tall in the shotgun, fires it over the middle. Risky throw home. Wow, what a slot that he put that in. Darryl Smith went right up above the man in front and made the catch. Chris Burton, a risky maneuver, but threw it just perfect on point. This kid has got some dang talent. 14 of 15 on the day for 184 yards and a touchdown this afternoon. Very next play, fires it over the back of the end zone. Looking for his man, just wasn't able to come down with it. Those types of passes will happen. I'd rather him fire it into the fans instead of into the other team's hands. And so now here we are at about the 5-yard line, 2nd and goal. Burton is going to be in the pistol formation. He gets the snap, hands it to Gray up the middle. Gray lowers his shoulder and oh my, dang it. They brought him down at the 1-yard line. He picked up only 4 yards on that carry. So we do have a 3rd and goal from the 1. 10-point lead, 24-14 here in the snowy confines of Neyland Stadium. And on the very next play, option keeper, Chris Burton into the end zone. This is going to be starting to be familiar for us here as Burton extends this lead to 17 points. As we now lead, we were leading 31-14, but they have started a comeback after a turnover and a quick touchdown on their part. And Chris Burton says, forget that type of business. We are fighting forward, and we're going to win this ball game. We are leading now only 31-28. Like I said, Missouri captured momentum again as they scored a touchdown, and they got a turnover on a kickoff and got another touchdown relatively quickly. So they gave them 14 unanswered points. Scores 31-28. As we are fighting for our life here, they are putting us, I would possibly say, on upset alert. All right, this is very big potential for that. But if I can get them to burn these timeouts, and we still have possession with under 2 minutes, we can escape out of here with a win, and then go play in the snow and have all the type of fun the kids do. So 31-28, 2 minutes, 8 seconds left in the ball game, 2nd and 5. As we do an option keeper, Chris Burton up the middle, gets hammered after a gain of about 7 yards, but that is going to give us a 1st down. Now, they did stop the clock, right? So 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Now, the play clock is 40 seconds. So three straight run plays gives us 2 minutes, right, of time off the clock. So right now, 2 minutes. We're going to start counting down. If we pick up a first down, game over. We'll kneel this bad boy out. But if it comes down to it, we may end up just doing some random play there on a fourth down. Just let the final seconds tick off. We'll have to see how this kind of fares out. So from the pistol formation, Burton is going to hand it off to Gray, but they got a great jump. Burton lowering his shoulder, knocking some dudes over. Making their defense look a little bit foolish. Anthony Gray topping the century mark on that one at 21 carries, 100 yards on the dot for us. So just 1 minute to go, needing to pick up this first down. If you look at the play clock and the regular time clock, once we get this snap off, it'll be close to just right there. And on the very next play, 4th and 1, he went down before the clock struck 40. So we are going to have a difference of about 1.5 seconds right now. So 4th and 1, we're going to get out of here with a win, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to continue to be undefeated, 10-0 as we run this play. Regardless of what happens, we've got this game sealed up. As Anthony Gray up the middle gets the yards we needed. First down, clock running out, 10-0 on the season. We are still poised to get out of this season, ready to face whoever it may be in the SEC title game. And that is going to be a big one for us. I did call a timeout just because I like kneeling the ball, and it gives our coach a little bit of extra pointage. Play the game, you kind of know how those little XP points work. So we do get out of here with a win, 31-28, a lot closer than what it really should have been. There was no reason for us to make those mistakes that we did. But look at that, Chris Burton, freshman, comes off the bench for us for an injured Paul Green, trailing by 11, steps up, comes back and wins this game and gets player of the game, goes 14 of 17, total domination, 3 total touchdowns by himself on the afternoon. Could not ask more from a young freshman like that than that performance that he gave us. And so now, like I said, 10-0 on the season. We're going to be looking forward to our next opponents in the next episode. I believe it should be Vanderbilt and Kentucky to finish off this season. And then we'll get ready for the SEC title game, ladies and gentlemen. So while we do that, I do want to remind you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you have not hit it already. And if you did like today's video, hit that thumbs up button, as it really does help us out, and we definitely greatly appreciate everything that y'all do for us here at Champ & Sons and our channel. And so we are going to go ahead and get set up for that next episode, and I will see all of y'all then. So as always, everybody, stay safe, and well, you guys know how it goes by now. Later, y'all.